Yo, what's good, YouTube fam? It's your boy, coming at you live from the heart of NYC. We're about to dive deep, real deep, into the lives of Black Gen Xers right here in the concrete jungle. 2024, man. It ain't a crystal stair, you feel me? We talking about the generation that came of age during hip-hop's golden era, witnessed the crack epidemic, and saw the rise of the internet. Now they're navigating a whole new world. Gentrification changing the face of their neighborhoods. The economy throwing haymakers left and right. And let's not even front, the struggle for equality is far from over. These brothers and sisters, they got stories to tell. Stories that often get drowned out by the noise. But not today. Today we're giving them the mic, uncensored and raw. They're tired of the sugarcoating, the filtered narratives. They want to talk about the real, the gritty, the everyday grind. This ain't about complaining though. It's about understanding, about seeing the world through their eyes. We're talking about the teachers, the nurses, the entrepreneurs, the artists, the everyday folks holding it down in the city that never sleeps. The ones who remember when a slice of pizza was $1, when you could catch a flick for a 5-spot, when rent didn't eat up your whole paycheck. These are the voices of experience, of resilience, of hope even in the face of adversity. They've seen it all, from the crack epidemic's devastation to the fleeting promises of the new Black Renaissance. They've felt the sting of discrimination, the frustration of being overlooked. But they've also known the power of community, the strength of family, the joy of carving out your own space in a city that can feel as unforgiving as it is exhilarating. They've learned to hustle, to adapt, to find the silver lining even on the cloudiest of days. So, get ready to hear it straight, no chaser. We're talking about love, loss, triumph, and tribulation. We're talking about dreams deferred, goals achieved, and everything in between. This ain't a history lesson. This is a living, breathing testament to what it means to be Black, to be Gen X, to be a New Yorker in 2024. Buckle up, because it's about to get real. Let's talk money, that green everybody chasing. For Black Gen Xers in NYC, it ain't just about living, it's about surviving. Remember when a Metro card was $1.50? Now you're looking at almost $3 a swipe. And don't even get me started on groceries. Remember those $2 chopped cheese? Yeah, those days are long gone, my friend. We talking about folks working hard, holding down jobs, but still struggling to make ends meet. The cost of living in this city, it's like a runaway train. We scrimping, we saving, we doing what we gotta do. Remember when you could rent a decent apartment in Brooklyn? Now you lucky if you can find a closet for under $2,000. And forget about buying a place. The American dream, it feels more like a fantasy. But yo, we ain't giving up. We out here grinding, hustling, finding ways to make it work. Because that's what we do. Look, we ain't afraid of hard work. Black Gen Xers, we built this city, brick by brick, song by song, hustle by hustle. But here's the thing, man, wages ain't keeping up with the cost of living. Minimum wage? Please, that's a joke. You can barely afford a cup of coffee, let alone rent, food, and all the other necessities. We talking about folks with college degrees, years of experience, working their fingers to the bone, and still barely making ends meet. It's like the system's rigged, set up for us to fail. The rich getting richer, the poor getting poorer, and the middle class, well, they're fighting tooth and nail just to hold on. And it's even worse for our people. The racial wealth gap is real, and it's hitting Black Gen Xers hard. We less likely to own homes, less likely to have savings, more likely to be burdened by debt. It's like we're running a race with a 50-pound weight strapped to our backs. So, what we doing about it? We hustlin', that's what. Black folks, we always been about that entrepreneurial spirit. Got that side hustle on lock, from driving for Uber to selling merchandise online. We doing what we gotta do to make it work, to create our own opportunities. You got sisters braiding hair in their living rooms, brothers fixing cars in their driveways. You got artists selling their work on the street, musicians playing gigs in the subway. It's about survival, man, about taking control, about building something for ourselves. And it's not just about the money, though that's definitely a factor. It's about passion, about creativity, about building community. It's about showing our kids that even when times are tough, you can always find a way to make your own way. Now let's talk about gentrification for a minute. See, this city's always been changing, evolving, but lately, it feels like we losing something special. Neighborhoods we grew up in, places that hold our memories, they're becoming unrecognizable. They call it urban renewal, but for a lot of us, it feels like displacement. Rents skyrocketing, small businesses are closing, and the character of our communities is fading away. It's like we're being pushed out, priced out, our history erased. And don't get me wrong, change can be good, but not when it comes at the expense of the people who built these communities in the first place. We need affordable housing, we need to support local businesses, we need to preserve the cultural fabric of our city. We need to make sure that everyone benefits from progress, not just the privileged few. Look, this ain't just anecdotal. This is backed up by the numbers. The Center for an Urban Future, they did a whole study on this. Black New Yorkers, we're more likely to be unemployed, more likely to be living in poverty, less likely to own homes. The statistics paint a bleak picture, man. But here's the thing. We ain't defined by these numbers. We more than just statistics. We human beings with hopes, dreams, and aspirations. We ain't giving up. We fightin' back. We organizin', we votin', we demandin' better from our elected officials. We demandin' economic justice. We demandin' affordable housing. We demandin' quality education for our children. We demandin' a seat at the table, a chance to share in the prosperity of this city we call home. Because we built this city, and we deserve to thrive here, not just survive. Yo, let's get real about something. Racism ain't new, especially not in this concrete jungle. But in 2024, it feels like we fightin' the same battles our parents, our grandparents fought. We scroll through our timelines, see another hashtag, another name added to a tragic list. It's heavy, man, that constant weight on your shoulders. We talking about more than just overt discrimination, though that still exists, no doubt. We talking about the subtle jabs, the microaggressions, the everyday reminders that we ain't seen as equal. It's the suspicious stares in the store, the clutching of purses on the subway, the assumptions about our intelligence, our worth. It's the feeling like you gotta work twice as hard to get half as far. It's the constant pressure to prove yourself, to defy stereotypes. It's exhausting, man, draining. But we keep pushing, keep fighting. Because what choice do we have? Our ancestors paved the way, fought too hard for us to give up now. See, for Black folks, just existing can be an act of resistance. Walking down the street, going for a jog, even sitting in your own car, it can become a life or death situation. We've seen the videos, heard the stories, maybe even lived through it ourselves. It's a reality we can't escape, no matter how hard we try. We talking about the fear of police brutality, the over-policing of our communities, the criminalization of our very existence. It's the constant worry in the back of your mind that one wrong move, one misunderstanding, could have fatal consequences. It's the talk we gotta have with our children, teaching them how to navigate a world that often sees them as a threat. It ain't right, it ain't fair, but it's our reality. And we ain't gonna stay silent about it. We gonna keep speaking out, keep demanding justice, keep fighting for a world where our lives are valued, where our children can grow up without fear. Look, we ain't invisible. Black Gen Xers, we've been shaping this city, this culture for decades. From the music we listen to, the clothes we wear, the food we eat, our influence is undeniable. But we often relegated to the sidelines, our stories untold, our voices unheard. We ain't just tokens, we ain't just statistics. We doctors, lawyers, teachers, artists, entrepreneurs. We community leaders, activists, innovators. We the backbone of this city, and it's time our contributions are recognized, celebrated. We demand in representation, not just in front of the camera, but behind the scenes, in the boardrooms, in the halls of power. We demand in a seat at the table, a chance to shape the policies that affect our lives. We ain't asking, we demand in our rightful place in society. Let's be real, we carry the weight of history on our shoulders. The trauma of slavery, of segregation, of systemic racism, it's passed down from generation to generation. It's in our DNA, man, a constant reminder of the struggles we've overcome, the battles we still fight. But here's the thing. We also inherit the resilience, the strength, the unwavering spirit of our ancestors. We come from a long line of survivors, of warriors, of people who refused to be broken. And that legacy, it fuels our fire, pushes us to keep fighting for a better future. We break in cycles, heal in wounds, build in bridges for the next generation. We teach in our children to love themselves, to embrace their history, to fight for what's right, even when it's hard. We plant in seeds of hope, watering them with our tears and our sweat, believing that one day they'll blossom into a more just and equitable world. Look, we ain't waiting for permission anymore. We ain't waiting for someone to save us. We taking matters into our own hands, creating the change we want to see in the world. We supporting Black-owned businesses, investing in our communities, uplifting our voices. We got organizations like the NYC, LDF, and Color of Change fighting for our rights, holding the system accountable. We got activists on the ground, protesting injustice, demanding equality. We got artists, writers, musicians, using their platforms to amplify our stories, to inspire, to educate. We ain't just complaining, we offering solutions. We voting for candidates who represent our interests, who understand our struggles. We running for office ourselves, determined to make a difference from the inside out. We ain't just surviving, we thriving. We creating a future where our children, our grandchildren, can finally be free. Now, let's talk about family, that bedrock, that foundation that keeps us grounded. See, for Black Gen Xers, family ain't always just blood. It's that chosen crew, those ride-or-die folks who got your back no matter what. It's that auntie down the block who always looking out, that OG on the corner dropping wisdom, that childhood friend who feels more like a sibling. We learned early on that family's about more than just genetics. It's about love, loyalty, and that unshakable bond that gets you through the tough times. Remember those hot summers? No AC, everyone piled up in one apartment, laughing, sharing stories? That's family. That's community. That's what sustains us, man. It's those cookouts in the park, those late-night talks on the stoop, those shared memories that connect us, remind us who we are, where we come from. It's that unspoken language, that knowing glance that says, "I got you, always." Man, don't nothing say family like a Sunday dinner. That aroma of collard greens and cornbread wafting down the hallway, the sound of laughter and conversation filling the air. It's a time for connection, for sharing stories, for passing down traditions from one generation to the next. Remember those crowded tables, aunts and uncles, cousins you ain't seen in a minute, everyone squeezed in tight? It wasn't just about the food, though it was always good. It was about that sense of belonging, that feeling of being surrounded by love and support. It was about listening to your elders reminisce about the old days, their struggles and triumphs, lessons learned and wisdom earned. It was about watching the kids running around, full of life and energy, representing the future. Sunday dinner, it's a ritual, a celebration, a reminder of the power and importance of family. See, for Black Gen Xers, family ain't just about the past, it's about the future. We, the bridge between our ancestors' dreams and our children's aspirations. We carry the weight of history on our shoulders, but also the responsibility of paving the way for those coming up behind us. We teaching our kids about our culture, our heritage, the struggles and triumphs of our people. We taking them to museums, to historical landmarks, to places where they can connect with their roots, understand where they come from. We instilling in them the values of hard work, perseverance, and resilience. We teaching them to embrace their blackness, to be proud of who they are, to never let anyone dim their light. We passing down the torch of knowledge, of wisdom, of hope, so they can carry it forward and create a brighter future. Look, raising a family in NYC ain't easy, especially for Black folks. We dealing with the high cost of living, the lack of affordable housing, the challenges of navigating a system that often feels stacked against us. But we findin' ways, man. We always do. We buildin' strong communities, supporting each other, looking out for one another's kids. We creating safe spaces for our children to learn and grow, to dream and thrive. We findin' joy in the little things, those everyday moments of love and laughter that make it all worthwhile. We teaching our children to navigate the concrete jungle, to be street smart and book smart, to hold their heads high and never give up on their dreams. We showing them that even amidst the chaos and the struggle, love and family are the constants, the anchors that keep us grounded. Now, more than ever, we need to lean on each other, to strengthen those family bonds, to build bridges of support and understanding. We need to create communities where our children feel safe, loved, and empowered. We need to come together to celebrate our shared experiences, to uplift and inspire one another. We need to remember that we ain't alone in this struggle. We got a whole community of folks out here fighting the good fight, raising families, building a better future. So, let's connect, let's collaborate, let's create a network of love and support that can weather any storm. This ain't just about surviving, it's about thriving. It's about building a legacy of love, of strength, of resilience that we can pass down to our children and grandchildren. It's about creating a world where they can finally breathe free, where their dreams have no limits, where their families are celebrated, not feared. Yo, we've been through a lot, right? Talked about the financial burdens, the fight against injustice, the importance of family. Let's talk about dreams, aspirations, the things that keep that fire burning in our souls. We got hopes, ambitions, visions for a brighter tomorrow. We talking about breaking those generational curses, shattering those glass ceilings. See, our dreams ain't just for us, they for our children, our grandchildren, and those who come after. We planting seeds of hope, watering them with our love, our sacrifices, our determination. We teach in our young ones to dream big, to reach for the stars, to never let anyone tell them what they can or cannot achieve. We enroll in them in dance classes, music lessons, coding camps. We expose in them to different cultures, different languages, different ways of seeing the world. We nurture in their talents, their passions, their unique gifts. We empower in them to be the change they want to see, to create a world where their voices are heard, their contributions celebrated. We invest in their education, understanding that knowledge is power. We save in every penny we can to send them to college, to give them opportunities we never had. We instill in them the importance of giving back, of using their talents to uplift their communities, to make a difference in the world. Now, it ain't all about the future, right? We gotta live in the present too. Black Gen Xers, we work hard, we hustle, we always putting in that overtime. But it's important to reclaim our time, to carve out moments for ourselves, to enjoy the fruits of our labor. We talking about taking that vacation we always dreamed of, visiting those ancestral lands, exploring new cultures. We talking about rekindling old passions, picking up that paintbrush again, writing that book that's been lingering in our minds. We talking about spending quality time with loved ones, creating memories that'll last a lifetime. We earn the right to relax, to unwind, to find joy in the simple things. Whether it's listening to our favorite old-school jams, attending a spoken word event, or simply enjoying a quiet evening at home with a good book, it's about nourishing our souls, rejuvenating our spirits. We deserve it, man. See, legacy ain't just something that happens overnight. It's built brick by brick, action by action, choice by choice. Every time we mentor a young person, every time we support a Black-owned business, every time we stand up for what's right, we lay in another brick in that foundation. We might not see the full impact of our efforts in our lifetime, but that's okay. We plant in seeds that'll grow into mighty trees, providing shade and sustenance for generations to come. We create in ripples of change that'll extend far beyond our immediate circles. We might not have all the answers, we might not have it all figured out, but we doing the best we can with what we got. We learning from our mistakes, growing from our experiences, passing down wisdom and knowledge to the next generation. We building a legacy of love, of resilience, of hope, brick by precious brick. Yo, the future ain't promised, but we can dream, envision a brighter tomorrow. We paint in a future where Black Gen Xers are recognized for our contributions. We see in a future where Black voices are amplified and celebrated. We see in a future where our communities thrive, our families are safe. It's a future where Black joy is abundant, Black excellence shines bright. Yo, fam, we've been on a journey, haven't we? We've walked through the fire of financial struggle, felt the sting of injustice. We've dared to dream of a brighter future, painted with hope and resilience. Black Gen X in NYC, we ain't just a statistic, a forgotten generation. We are the echoes of our ancestors' dreams, the embodiment of their sacrifices. We carry their stories in our hearts, their strength in our bones. We've learned to navigate concrete jungles, to find beauty in struggle. We've learned that family ain't always blood, but it's always love. Our voices matter, our stories deserve to be told. We may stumble and fall, but we ain't giving up. We'll keep fighting for our families, our communities. We'll keep pushing for progress, keep dreaming of a brighter tomorrow. So, as we wrap up this real talk session, let's remember this ain't just about us. It's about the legacy we're building, the foundation we're laying for generations to come. Teaching our children to walk with their heads held high, to embrace their history, to use their voices to create change. Water them with our love, our wisdom, our unwavering belief in their potential. The legacy continues, passed down like a torch from one generation to the next. It's in the rhythm of a poet's words, the passion of an activist fighting for justice. Let the stories we've shared ignite a fire in your soul. Let them remind you that you ain't alone in this journey. Because Black Gen X in NYC, we ain't just surviving, we thriving. Peace out, fam.